It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we'll see this team's towering tight end. He's going to be a busy man in the passing game. We can hardly wait for the start of this one. Coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you take a look at our home side as we enter play here. They come off a disappointment last time out that put an end to their modest 3-game win streak. On the other side of the field for our visitors here, they come into this one off a bit of a clunker last time out, a loss that ended their 5-game winning streak. Set to go now on a wet and rainy afternoon. And we are underway here on EA Sports. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And trotting out there, their tall quarterback standing at 6'5".
Okay, I thought there was something to build on in last week's game by his performance. I thought he played fairly well overall. The numbers won't knock your socks off. 2 touchdown passes and an interception. The bottom line, though, they lost. Yeah. How does he eliminate that one interception, continue to take care of the ball, and maybe increase the number of times he puts the ball in the end zone with the receiver?
They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down. So an early wake-up call there leads to a quick 2nd and long. On play action, they'll throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Slot man moves right.
Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. They'll drop to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is 3rd down. They'll set up a throw. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
They'll make that a 2nd sack here on their first drive out defensively, and not to get ahead of ourselves, but they're on pace for double-digit sacks at this point.
But they're going to have to find a way to tamp that down, aren't they? So if you're the play caller, you're telling your quarterback maybe some screens, maybe some draws, hard count, use your voice inflection a little bit, anything to try and slow that pressure down.
And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time.
They'll be led out by the former Missouri Tiger, their rookie quarterback.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the 1 interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
The numbers for him from a week ago: 7 carries, 51 yards.
And only 7 carries in last week's game. And I just don't know how any runner can really get loose and feel like they're into the game with that few carries. You've got to get that number up to around 15.
It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
On third down, they're going to run for it here. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up fourth down. Strong start by this defense. Third and short, they go with a run. Stonewalled for no gain.
I played for a guy who always talked about setting tones and meeting force with force. That felt like it on that play, didn't it? And they met it in a big way and won. What a great job by the defense.
Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line.
The visitors' offense, led by their wide receiver, headed out for their second possession. And he's right up there amongst the league's best when it comes to racking up receiving yards this season. Currently ranked in the top 5 as things stand here.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
The defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. 2nd and 10.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. They'll send the big tight end in motion right. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Back to throw now on first down.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
They're going to look to throw. And he comes back with one complete. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 70th catch for him on the year, and like so many others, this goes for a first down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 13 carries, 55 yards, and a touchdown.
And when you put the ball in the end zone 13 times on the season, one thing is apparent. You didn't do it all on your own. Offensive line is creating some nice space for you, and you're probably getting some good blocks downfield from your wide receivers.
And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete.
When you look at this defense,
coming into this one ranked number 19 in the NFL against the pass.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some help in the secondary.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
Yeah, it's still early in the game. No sense taking a chance on 3rd down and forcing one into traffic. So I like the wise play he made there. Get it to the sideline out of bounds where no one's going to have a chance at it.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM, it always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
So step off the 5 yards.
Yeah, partner, you know, defensive end, he wants to get into the offensive backfield. He wants that get off to be as fast as possible. A little too quick on that one.
Back to throw here. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Two drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get untracked in this one.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. Touchdown! A great play there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And his guys have taken a first-quarter lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Now for the point after. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0. Well, the offense wasn't out there for a long time, but they were out there for a good time. One play, and they're able to hit pay dirt. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. They're still in search of an initial 1st down as they come up here 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. Now, these two division rivals, a couple of late games on the schedule this year. Their first meeting, you might remember, was back in Week 10, and it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home. A throw left sideline falls incomplete. But you look at this defense. Right now they're ranked number 29 in the NFL against the pass, so 4th from the bottom, Charles.
When they lack in pass defense, they do make up for in run defense. They're a top 10 unit against some people trying to move the ball on the ground. But this is a passing league, so there's a conundrum for them. How do they get better defending the pass?
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return, and out will come the offense as they take over.
Well, this offense and their wideout headed back onto the field. And what a start he's off to. You don't want to start prorating numbers out for 4 quarters, but it's fair to say this defense is going to have to find some way to slow him down. Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. They'll look to throw here.
The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
Well, he left no doubt about that one because even though he hasn't left the pocket, he's got a receiver in the area, so it's not grounding, even though there's no way that ball was going to be caught.
He's got room past the 30.
And finally brought down at the 34-yard line. They pick up 12 on the play, and the chains move.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and it's second down. They'll look to throw again.
And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
And they'll send the tight end in motion here.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It goes as a gain of 9, and it moves the chains.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because they should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
And he will find his man on the outside. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
From the 29, here's second and a couple.
In motion, the tight end. Again, he'll drop to throw. Incomplete. So they need 2 yards here on third down. Remember, they're already 2 of 2 on third down conversions on this drive. Back to throw again.
That is caught.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. But just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. They'll look to throw here on first down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be second down.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Well, you know they had a third down play on standby just in case, but he says no need with that carry. Runs like that will continually earn him more work in this and future contests.
And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up second. Now back to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll be tackled right on the 10, well short of the first down. That'll give him 8 that time, and that'll bring up fourth down. And his kick is right there. It's good.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Oh, a good return up past the 30. And he'll return this one all the way onto the other side of the field.
The home team's offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. We show you the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns. You can see where he's right up there amongst the league's best at finding the end zone.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
So from the 37, here's second down and 2.
Now a toss here, short side. Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Oh, and the hard count might have got him. This might be a first down.
Encroachment.
So they jumped on the left side of that line.
And you know when you're at the end spot, you are like in the starting blocks, waiting for the pistol to fire and go, and he jumped a little bit too early.
So forget the 3 and out. The penalty makes this 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. And it's a fumble.
Oh, one of the linebackers has got it.
And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
And last time they were able to churn some clock. They got the field goal, added on to their lead, but that was a drive that was so long, it should have ended in a touchdown. You know that's how they felt.
And we'll both be headed to the airport after the game, but we probably should go to the post-game press conference because someone's going to ask the head coach about this drive, and he's going to profess that he was happy to get points,
but
and we know that's not true.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. After this type of a drive, not getting a touchdown, a huge disappointment.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
2nd and 6. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a 1st down. They'll set up to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit. He'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
He'll look to throw. And it's caught. 5 yards that time on the completion. And now it's 3rd and goal. So they still get the completion even though the blitz was on. But the blitz got there. Does that stay in the mind of the quarterback the next couple plays?
That's what you're hoping for.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there.
With his 13th rushing touchdown on the year.
And his guys are able to make this a close game again. Able to punch it in on 3rd down makes it easier for those guys on the sideline. They didn't have a 4th down decision to make.
Yeah, could you feel the exhale? Because they were already thinking ahead as all the good coaching staffs do. Anticipating what we have to make the call. They already had it lined up. Never even got to it.
A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Well, now how about this return?
And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. This offense making its way back out, led by their wide receiver. And it may be time for this defense to start throwing a second defender his way because whatever they've done, it has not worked in this first half.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Only able to gain a couple there. And it's 3rd and 4 now. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
And they'll send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Well, look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. They've given him some touches. They haven't had a lot of success on the ground. Do you maybe keep going to that well, or do you mix it up more?
I think you mix it up more, try and loosen things up. Get the defense to react to other people, other plays, but don't forget about it. That's your horse. You know, Secretariat lost twice in his career.
So educational. That's very true, kids. Look it up.
2nd and 11.
Back to throw.
A quick throw there is incomplete.
So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. And they bring their punter out there now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he's done everything you could have asked for coming in. He's spread it around. He hasn't taken many chances. And he's potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5.
They'll look to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Looking to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2.
Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's going to air one out. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. More from you and Charles in a bit.
Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the 3rd quarter.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. This offense ready to go to begin this 3rd quarter. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the 2nd half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
Now a 2nd and 10.
They'll drop to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Parks. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. They'll set up a throw. Hard throw, incomplete.
And so many times we look at the opening drive of the third quarter as a tone setter, and many coaches do emphasize it, and that's a strong performance there defensively to force the incompletion and, more importantly, force a quick punting situation.
This is fielded at the 27. It'll be a 40-yard punt, 8 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete. Right now, the story of this game continuing to be the defenses, because the offenses, they're finding it difficult to establish any rhythm whatsoever.
I like how you come to us in praise of defense, Brandon, because that's exactly right. That was an incompletion forced there, but we've seen it throughout this game. Both of these defense coordinators, they're a step ahead of their offensive counterparts.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
He hasn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
And that almost intercepted. Oh, they would have loved to have their first pick of the game right there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
So they bring out their punter as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. They'll start this drive out on the ground.
And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. Now 2nd and 8 at the 32-yard line.
On play action, they'll throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Just a gain of a couple there. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down.
And he had to reach for that one, but can't grab it. It's behind him, and it's incomplete.
Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
So possession goes over here on the punt.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Here's a give up the middle. And it would appear he's going to be short of a first down as he stopped right around the 29. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a fourth down.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
So a change of possession here on the punt.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. They're going to look to throw.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did for big yardage and a first down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd. Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack.
And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down. 2nd and 7.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he will take it in for the touchdown. A 24-yard touchdown as his guys are able to extend their lead. That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
Extra point right down the middle, and his guys will take a 10-point lead.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
They trail by 10, 17-7 as they come up on a 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4. They'll look to throw here. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And somehow he's going to get a yard out of this as he fought through that first contact. It's second down.
2nd and 9 from the 44.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Back to throw here. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
Yeah, yikes. Terrible kick headed straight for the sidelines.
So now out comes this offense led by their quarterback as they take over once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying to finish this game off, they need the running game to come back to life. They need to get sparked that way, take some time off the clock, and keep the ball away from their opponents.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. Before they can snap it, time runs out on this 3rd quarter of play. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports as we're about ready to rock and roll for the 4th and final quarter. They'll look to throw now on first down. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
2nd down and a little more than a yard here. And here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line.
It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. Extra point attempt here still to come. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. A drive that time of 6 plays. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
The offense on 3rd down, they've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. This is 3rd down and 12. And he'll only get this to about the 35, well short of the line to gain. Give him 5 on the QB run, but it's going to bring up a 4th down. And now whistles here and a flag down. Looked like someone got going a little early. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. And they'll send the tight end in motion. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 2 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down. Over the middle, it's complete. And this will not get close to the 1st down marker as he's brought down at the 26. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that's going to make it 4th down. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game, and sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out. 2nd and 10 now from the 27. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. But no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth.
A three-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But they trim that.
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to get upfield. Ball comes free. What's that panic that we've talked about oftentimes that you feel when you lose the ball?
You can sense it.
Oh, you can sense it, and somehow he got to it and was able to recover it for his squad.
And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down. Again, he'll drop to throw.
That's to the sideline and incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The fourth down pass play doesn't work out. And as a result, possession switches hands. So that's the second time this game they've given it up on fourth down. They're now 1 for 3 on fourth down conversion tries.
But they must feel good about what they're doing, right? They continue to go for it on fourth down. Give the defense a lot of credit, though. They've stopped them 2 out of 3 times. Usually, you have fourth down plays that you have dialed up and ready to go and you think are going to be successful. Not so far in this game.
And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20.
They work now on 2nd and 9.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
Third down at 6.
Now back to throw. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. But he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. Fourth down. And on now is the punter, as he'll come on to kick this one away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. Flush to his right. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. Wide open receiver complete. And all the way in for the touchdown. A big play there. 48 yards. And his guys are able to close that gap just a bit.
So fourth quarter touchdown there, back to a 2-score game, but time is not their ally.
No, it's not, partner. They still have a pulse, but it's probably a little weak right now. A lot of things have to go right in these final 2 minutes plus for them. I think they have to be thinking onside kick here, and we know how difficult those are to recover.
Point after, right down the middle. And that cuts this lead down to 13. The long touchdown pass gets them 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. And the hands team does its job. They're able to secure it. The risk reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play. And here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them. And field position leads you to that type of play calling. And whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
Another run on second down, trying to cover up. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. He'll drop to throw. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. The situation for them offensively as follows. Down by 13, a minute 45 to play. Field goals, useless at this point. They need 2 touchdowns, and they need them in short order.
Now inside the 25.
And he's into the end zone for the receiving touchdown. A great effort there with now 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns. And his guys have made this a one-score game now. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
Important extra point up and through. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. So they got one of the 2 touchdowns they needed. Now for the onside kick. And this one won't bounce their way. It's covered up by the hands team. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
This offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee, and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
So no shortage of offense in this game, but a very clean game too, Charles. Each side got its points, but they did so without committing a single turnover.
That's so true, and it certainly felt like NFL football at its finest, right? You talk about the highest level for both of these offenses. Neither one of them afraid of taking risks, and both of them aggressively pushing it downfield. I did like, Brandon, how smart they were about going about their business, though. They were high flying, but they took care of the ball.
Yeah, they did. And just keeping it clean in a game like this with all these points, you don't see that very often, even at the highest level. Job well done by both sides.
So for our visitors, the win is their 8th on the year.